Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kierra and this is your 3 News Now afternoon update. I'm filling in for Stephanie Haney this week, but we're here to bring you the latest headlines on WKYC.com and the WKYC app. If you don't already have our app, it's a quick download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on which device you have. But let me jump right into the latest numbers from the Ohio Department of Health in regards to coronavirus in the state of Ohio. There are currently 41,576 total cases. So that's 428 new cases being reported today. That's an increase of about 128 cases from yesterday's numbers. As far as deaths, there are 2,573 total deaths. That's 16 new deaths being reported today, from an increase from yesterday's numbers. And as far as hospitalizations, there are 6,948 hospitalizations, an increase of 53 new hospitalizations from yesterday's numbers. Of those hospitalizations, there are currently 1,776 ICU admissions. So that's an increase of 14 from yesterday's numbers. Now, over the past week, we've kind of seen these numbers trend in the same 300 to 400 range. So there hasn't been a stark spike or a stark increase in those numbers, but obviously we hope to see those continue to trend downward as we work to flatten the curve. So moving on to COVID-19 in the NFL. Now, former Ohio State running back Ezekiel Elliott He's among the most recent NFL players to test positive for the disease. This report comes from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, who says that several players, both with the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans, have tested positive recently for that disease. But the good news is, according to his agent, that despite the diagnosis, Elliott is doing well and that he's feeling good. So that's good news there. We hope that he continues to recover from that disease, and along with all the other players in Texas and around the world. So moving on to a new Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court has ruled that members of the Lgbt community are now protected from job discrimination. The court decided in a 6-3 vote that a key provision of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, known as Title VII, that bars job discrimination because of sex, among other reasons, encompasses a bias against LGBT workers. Now, while that's a win for the LGBT community, it's a loss for employers as well as the Trump administration. In the past, they have argued that the law's plain wording compelled a ruling for those employers, but obviously the Supreme Court disagreed and ruled against that today. The outcome is expected to impact an estimated 8.1 million LGBT workers across the country, because as it stands right now, most states don't protect them from workplace discrimination. So that's a win for them, and we'll see how that unfolds in the future. But moving on to a win for the people of Akron. The city of Akron announced today that they would move forward with their July 4th fireworks celebrations. Now, the only difference is that they won't be in one big group this year. It'll be neighborhood-based is what they're calling it. Now, what is neighborhood-based? So each year, typically one big display is held at Akron's Lock 3, but this year they'll be held at various areas around the city so that everyone can take part and enjoy the fireworks without being grouped together, given the fact the coronavirus pandemic and how we're all trying to physical distance. So in order to help with that, the city is deciding to, display the fireworks in several areas, including the Akron Executive Airport, Patterson Park Ball Field, Summit Lake, and the State Street parking deck. So there will be tons of opportunities for everyone to see the show while, being safe and maintaining that social distance. 10 people or less is the rule that we've been abiding by. So we just want to continue to do what we can to flatten that curve while having fun. So kudos to the city of Akron for making those changes. And also the cool thing about this is, because everyone will be so far away, they are playing a patriotic song soundtrack on 97.5 to go along with the firework display. So you'll get the full experience, but all from the comfort of your home and within your own neighborhood. So that's all going to take place Saturday, July 4th, starting at 9:45. And that wraps up my 3 News Now afternoon update, everyone. My name is Kierra Cotton. I'll be filling in for Stephanie Haney all this week while she's out. And Jay Crawford and Mike Polk Jr. have more news, weather, sports, and good stuff content for you coming up on What's New at 5 p.m. Have a great day.